Hello and welcome to another video, and it is officially the start of cyclocross season. It is the first race of the season this weekend, so lots of cyclocross to get ready for and a lot of races to do this winter. You wouldn't believe that this winter the sun is actually shining and we're about to go into cross season. But out on the cross bike today and heading over to do a session with a local club, GS Mossa, so it's going to be full gas. But before that I'm going a little bit early because I haven't actually ridden this bike at all, so I'm just making sure it's all dialed in. I'm going to do some like tempo laps before we go full gas and something goes horribly wrong. So here we go then, my efforts and a little look at the course for the Wednesday night World Championships with GS Mossa. And basically my session was just like 4 minutes tempo, 2 minutes recovery. So the 4 minutes is roughly about a lap around this course, and you go down through a little bit of single track, comes out onto a road, slinger right, and then there's like a pretty long grass section before you get a little kicker up this nasty little climb at the end. But it's a wicked little course to get my training in, so really good fun, got the legs firing. And I'll tell you what, it killed me off a little bit more before we got into the main session. But now it's on to the main event, the Wednesday night World Championships of Cyclocross, and it was full gas. So the first part of the session, we were just in like groups of 5, little race. It was a 2-lap race, and oh my days, Ollie on the blue cross bike absolutely pinged it off the start. We all had a bit of a nightmare clipping in. Like, it is definitely something I need to get a bit more practice in again, because it is a game changer if you can get clipped in straight away and absolutely pin it off the start. You can see he's gapped us a bit there, and we're all like absolutely trying to rip it down this single track. So not everyone's on cross bikes, and this first bit definitely suits the mountain bike, this little bit of single track, but when we get onto the grass it levels back out. So it's sort of all 5 of us were together at this point, but like heart rate has just spiked through the roof and it is like clinging on for dear life. So you come out up this little kicker onto the grass section. There's a couple of hurdles, they're only low, so we're just pinging over them. And to be honest, this bit you just want to be behind someone because it is quite exposed and you don't want to be doing the work on the front. You'll see on lap 2 I thought about going to the front and I absolutely bottled it. But big grass section, come round the next corner, up a little kicker, and then it kicks again, up a little drag and into another grass section. So I mean, this is absolutely flat out everyone just pinging right now, going for this. And Ollie was setting a serious pace. You can see some of the other groups going off behind. But so we all sort of stayed together for the first lap. So hard work through all of this section. Like, riding on grass is absolutely savage, but you're all going through the same sort of stuff. I personally prefer a bit more of a twistier course because it doesn't rely on so much power. Like, through here is just power. That's why I'm trying to sit in and just survive. But honestly, doing these sessions the last couple of weeks has been mega, and riding with other people has been mega as well. Before I was like, I'm on a program, but it was always like I've got to stick to it, bang bang bang. And for me it was just easier to do it on your own, because you know when you go out you need to do a zone 2 ride, you can just sit at zone 2 and not worry about, oh, someone's going to absolutely bomb it up this hill and I'm going to have to react to it. But adding these in for some intensity is wicked. Like, you cannot push yourself as hard as you would when you're racing against people. Like, just here, it comes round a corner and you're into the nasty little kicker, and this is really important to all stay together. So a little bit dodgy footage because it's bouncing about all over the place. But I was just trying to get on Ollie's wheel because I know, like, up here he's just pinging, bloody hell. And then down into a little descent and you're into the finish. But yeah, as I was saying, you just cannot replicate this intensity. I tried to do it last year, just mainly training on my own, and I was like doing sessions like the 4 on 2 off, but at race pace, and you just cannot get that intensity. So because you will just absolutely bury yourself. I mean, you put a load of blokes with a start and a finish, although it's fun, it's a race, and you will go absolutely balls to the wall to win this just for pride and like lungs jumping out your chest for the win. And you honestly just can't replicate that intensity on your own. But coming up through here now, so we're on to lap 2. We were only doing a 2-lap race, so it was about 8 minutes of work. Just here was probably the point where I bottled this whole race. So I've come up alongside Ollie and I should have taken the front. He looked over thinking, oh, he's going to take the front, and I sort of sat up stupidly and let him take the front again. But really that was my chance to press on and see if he was hurting. But round here is where the race just fell apart for me. So just here we've come up this little kicker and my foot I went to put down some power, I think it was on this corner here, and my foot came out of the pedal. This was the second time, so it came out, I think it was, I don't know where it was somewhere there, and then I had to get clipped back in and he gapped me, and I just knew that he's a powerful rider, so trying to get back on was just not happening. I was working my arse off here thinking, can I close it, but I'm not really getting any benefit of the draft now. So that was the turning point in this little race, and to be honest I was absolutely on the limit as it was. So then having to try and close a gap, and honestly I should have just kept pinging, but mentally it just destroyed me that little bit. So yeah, I kept the gap fairly equal. I mean, he opened it up a little bit on that grass section, but just here I was like, right, last climb, just absolutely rip it up, because I think it was Richard just behind me as well was catching me. So I'm like, you got to just rip it, and I can just about see him there going up the climb, but we were sort of equal, so there was no gain in that. But I mean, heart rate got up to near on max, just trying to rip it to catch him up here, and that was race over. I took second, Ollie got the win, and I don't know who come third, fourth and fifth, but it's absolutely wicked to get that race intensity in and just bury yourself. I know it was only 8 minutes, and now for me I've got to work on increasing that time that I'm going at that sort of pace with these guys. When you're working with people that are faster than you, it just ups you another level, so it's wicked. After that we jumped in and had a little relay race. So it was teams. I was partnered up with Gravel Granny, the one and only Gravel Granny. This time I actually got a good start.
Nice.
Foot clipped in, pinged it, and that was the most important bit, getting into this bit of single track first, because then you can dictate the race and get everyone behind you. And I'll do a video on race starts, because for me I think they're the most important part of a cyclocross race, or one of anyway. I know you've got to have endurance and stuff, but you can honestly make such a difference, and there's bottlenecks behind and stuff going into single track corners. But anyway, this was a wicked little race. So we done 6 laps, tagging your partner in and out. So it's basically just full gas for 4 minutes, tag your partner, they go on to the next bit. But I had Simon right up next to me here, and I think he actually comes round me now. So over the hurdles I was still setting the pace, but I knew right now I did not want the front on this next section. I wanted to sit in. You're saving about, and I haven't got a power meter, but you're saving about 100 watts. So Simon comes past me, and I've then jumped on the wheel thinking, yeah, I'm going to get a lovely little tow around this bit. And I think we had gapped everyone a little bit here. You can see a couple of riders coming around behind, but then I was getting a nice little tow, and coming into this next corner he takes it wide, makes a little mistake, shoots out, and at that point it was like, right, you got to take the front again, put your big boy pants on and just take the lead. It was just here, his wheel kicked out, and I was like, go on, just take it. And then he was on my wheel for the majority of this next little bit, and I was literally giving it everything I had, but I was saving a tiny bit, because I thought the best bit for me of the course is that real short, sharp climb where you can just absolutely bury yourself up there, because you know you've got the downhill, tag your partner, go. So I was saving a tiny bit, and I absolutely went for it up this little loamy climb, full gas everything I had. Didn't manage to dispatch him. He stayed on my back wheel the whole way. I looked over my shoulder at the top. I was like, there's nothing more I can do there. It was absolutely on the limit as much as I had. And that was a wrap. Second in the Wednesday night World Championships, just missing out on that gold medal. But wicked fun getting out and giving it a good old smash, and it is now race weekend coming up. So hoping for some good results over the winter, and I hope you enjoyed this different style of video. This is the first time I've tried this out, like commentating over the top. Might give it another go. The footage was a bit ropey, so I'll work on that for next week. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.